Those of you who attended this luncheon last year know that we established a scholarship fund in his name. The pledging software you're using to help us retire our mortgage today is the same one we used last year to raise scholarship money. Well, today we're going to award a portion of those donations to a future collegiate scholar in Franklin's name. Here to make that presentation is educational consultant Dr. Anita O'Neill of the O'Neill Group.
Thank you, Leona. Our scholarship recipient, Tracy Carruthers, plans to major in education or pre-med at Columbus State University. It is my pleasure that she expects to begin college this fall, and this award will be used to help her with her tuition. I'd also like for two of Franklin's and my children to just stand for a moment. They are here sharing this moment with us. Franklin O'Neill Jr. and Tony O'Neill Mosley. They are here with me. And before I make the official presentation, I want to say that the Atlanta Business League was very important to my late husband. As the president of the ABL Foundation, he would have been very happy to see the pledges that were made in his name last year, and I hope this year too. Franklin would have been delighted. The money that will be donated will help Tracy and other deserving students with their expenses. So on behalf of the Atlanta Business League Foundation, I would like to present Tracy Carruthers with the very first Franklin O'Neill Scholarship for $1,500.
Congratulations again, Tracy. And she's a very serious young lady. She told me during, as we were getting ready this morning, that she's not sure. She's had a long 4 years, so she's not sure if she's going to do anything this summer. She may volunteer in the library. So that's not a bad thing. So we're glad to have her as a part of that and the first recipient of the scholarship. Thank you so much, Dr. O'Neill. At this time, I would like to ask the Reverend Ronald Edward Peters, President of ITC, International Theological Center, to come and give the invocation.
Friends, let us go to God in prayer. Dear God, in a world where, despite all of our rhetoric about community, fancy words that we toss around, e pluribus unum, umoja, caring, love, we recognize that so much of our public rhetoric is preoccupied with the politics of division, self-centeredness, selfishness, greed, and a lack of caring. Therefore, we recognize that it is our privilege to gather here in this place at this hour and give you thanks for the Atlanta Business League. As we pause at this time to recognize those leaders among us in business who still have some sense of concern for the least of these among us. Those things that build community, that inspire confidence, that allay fear. We're thankful that we have the privilege of sharing food and fellowship with people of like spirit. who are trying to lift up and unify and build our sense of community in an effort to build a better world. Thank you, God, for giving us this privilege. We celebrate those who are honored, the standard bearers, those who are honored today because of their leadership in this effort. So as we break bread and share conversation and fellowship and applaud the accomplishments of those who are standard bearers for justice, truth, and help in our community, let us use our time together wisely, that after all of the celebration has ended, the Atlanta Business League will be in a better position to strengthen our community, to encourage us all, and we will leave this place better than we have come, with more determination to live for you. For we ask it that the work of our hands may represent your spirit for a more just and equal society. Amen.
Thank you all for supporting the Atlanta Business League. As Marty mentioned, I'm the president of the Networks of 11 Alive, and we take one thing very seriously, and that's we try to do our news a little bit differently than others. In fact, I like to refer to it as we believe that our difference is trying to make a difference in the community. We believe in promoting hope as opposed to promulgating fear. And Dr. Peters just recently in his invocation referenced fear and how dangerous of a concept that can be. So today we're here to present 5 very deserving award winners that represent everything that's right in our community. And these are people that advocate hope every single day. I think it's because I'm the shortest person on the dais that I have the distinction of, actually is it shortest or tallest? That I have the distinction of making the first introduction. At this time I'd like to invite the president of Atlanta Technical College, Dr. Alvetta Peterman-Thomas, to come join me. Dr. Thomas is the 2012 recipient of the League Leadership Award. The ABL presents this recognition to a member who's done an outstanding job of achieving the goals in her life, but also those goals that are a core part of the ABL's foundation. All right, as mentioned, I'm a television guy, and so I'm a big believer in sight, sound, motion, and emotion, and knowing full well you'll never get that from hearing me speak. Let's take a look at the video.
Dr. Alvetta Peterman-Thomas is the only African-American woman to lead a technical college in Georgia. Her vision for her students is that they will be trained to support the growing airport industry.
Atlanta, we're located a stone's throw away from the airport. And so it's just a natural that we would venture into supply chain management. We already had a thriving aviation program where we teach students to repair aircraft. We teach them to repair aircraft systems. However, if we look at what goes on in Atlanta in the movement of goods and services through the world's biggest airport, then logistics and supply chain management is just a natural thing for Atlanta Technical College.
It's also natural for Dr. Thomas and her faculty to nurture their students.
We take a total approach to the student. We understand that sometimes they've been out of school for a while and they need extra support. We have 24/7 tutorial, computer-based tutorial systems. We have face-to-face tutorial systems. Our goal is to create a comfort zone for students. And once that comfort zone is created and students realize that it's comfortable for them, then they are very, very successful.
And that nurturing extends to special groups of students as well.
We have the Atlanta Technical College Institute for Males, where we provide support to young African American males. Statistics indicate overwhelmingly that African American males do not complete college or go to college at the same rate as their female counterparts. So we've recognized that and instituted a special program to kind of give them support so that they can complete college at a much faster rate.
Atlanta Business League CEO Leona Barr Davenport has sought out Atlanta Technical College to host business seminars. For Dr. Thomas's support of the League and its programs, she is receiving the League Leadership Award.
The Business Enrichment Seminar Series are being hosted by Atlanta Technical College at the school. And there we bring our members in and other business owners in the community, and we train them and we provide seminar sessions on how to do business with various industries, how to communicate with the media. And that was just so appropriate for a school and the Atlanta Business League to partner on that initiative. We're also hosting our Student Business Shadow Project at Atlanta Technical College. During the summer, during the months of June and July, we bring our students to the school, and Tuesday through Thursday they're being trained on the campus about business opportunities, how to write a resume, how to speak in public. That's a partnership that we have with Atlanta Technical College. And then as college president, she took her time to volunteer to serve on our Super Tuesday Conference Committee last year and was such an invaluable asset.
Dr. Thomas and her husband, AJ, have been blessed with 2 children and 3 grandchildren.
I really believe that to whom much is given, much is required. And all along the way, there have been a number of people who have helped me, who have mentored me. My role is to give that back. My role is to show other people how they can be a part of the picture. My role is to help change the lives of others.
The Atlanta Business League salutes Dr. Alveda Petterman-Thomas.
Thank you so much. I am honored and delighted to be here, and I want to thank the Atlanta Business League for all it does in the community. And believe it or not, Leona said that we give back to the Atlanta Business League, but the Atlanta Business League gives so much more back to us. So having the seminars on campus is a win-win for Atlanta Technical College. I want to just say a little bit about Atlanta Technical College, because if it were not for Atlanta Technical College, I wouldn't be standing here, because that is why I'm here. Atlanta Technical College works, and I'm going to tell you why it works. It works because we provide state-of-the-art academic and career preparation for more than 4,500 students who are currently enrolled at Atlanta Tech. It works because we have good, solid business relationships and partnerships that result in a more than 90% placement rate for our students. And it works because we partner with organizations like the Atlanta Business League to give our students a beyond the classroom experience, because we hope that the relationship that we have with the Atlanta Business League will encourage our students, who most of whom leave us and start their own businesses. I hope that they will be encouraged to continue to work in the community with organizations like the Atlanta Business League. So I am proud to serve this community. I am proud to serve Atlanta Technical College. I have my Atlanta Technical College family with me today. I'd like for you to stand real quick. Please stand, guys. Thank you. And that's a combination of students and faculty. And I'd like one special student to stand. Lynette, please stand. Lynette Holloman is the 2012 Georgia Occupational Award for Leadership winner for the state of Georgia. That means she is the top, the #1 technical college student in Georgia. And then finally, many of you know that I had a personal issue about 6 months ago. My mother transitioned. And so today, I'd like to honor my mother by dedicating this award to her, because it is because of her leadership that I learned to be the servant that I am in the community. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Dr. Thomas. It was a pleasure working with you on the Super Tuesday Committee. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Daryl Griffin, president of Accolades Incorporated, a promotional products firm that's celebrating its 22nd year this year. And also, I'm past chair of the ABL board. However, today I'm pleased and I'm privileged, I'm honored, and I am humbled to introduce to you the 2012 recipient of the Atlanta Business League's Distinguished Service Award. I'd like to ask Reverend C.P. Vivian to please join me here at the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to meet one of the lions who roared through the civil rights movement in the 1960s. Reverend Vivian was a friend, mentor, mentee, confidant, and foot soldier, along with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. However, he continues to remain current and remain vigilant today, as he has recently started his own Leadership Institute, and currently he serves as interim president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. But only video can communicate and can capture why this man is worthy of the Atlanta Business League's Distinguished Service Award. We thank you, John DeShane and WXIA, for writing and producing the following feature about Reverend Vivian. And I ask you all to join me in this video about this great man.
Reverend C.T. Vivian is a civil rights icon. He was trained to deal with racism nonviolently and was a close friend and lieutenant of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Every day you were thankful that you were working with the leader of our time. There's only been 5 or 6 great African American leaders, right, that have changed our lives permanently. Martin King was it, and the last one to deal with racism at the level that we have dealt with it.
Called to preach at a young age, the church was the center of Reverend Vivian's life. When his wife surprised him with the announcement that she was expecting their first child, he considered not going to seminary. His wife responded quickly.
I said, and I am not going, right? So we lay there in the darkness, and suddenly I hear her say, "Whose faith is in question now?"
One of Vivian's many tests of faith came when he confronted Sheriff Jim Clark on the steps of the Selma Courthouse during a voter registration drive. Clark struck Vivian on the mouth after he delivered a passionate speech on the right to vote.
Our strategy was nonviolent direct action as a means of creating social change. That's what Martin brought to the whole scene. That's what makes him great even to today, not just for black people, because we're talking about how you change how human beings everywhere in the world live. That's what Gandhi did, right, for the East. That's what Martin did for the West.
And was Reverend Vivian afraid when he faced death daily?
So there was never a matter of fear, right? You knew that going in. You knew you could be killed going in. You knew you could be hurt going in. You knew that. So if you weren't willing to take it nonviolently, well, then you shouldn't be there.
Atlanta Business League Board Chair Thomas Dortch.
And so the Atlanta Business League is proud and honored again that we have the Reverend Dr. C.T. Vivian right here amongst us in the city of Atlanta to say thank you and to make sure that we continue to recognize the great leadership that he has given.
49 years after he was appointed to the executive staff of the SCLC, Vivian now heads the organization.
All of this is a part of saving the institutions that have made it possible for all of us to be freer than ever before. If this is the end result of 400 years of struggle, we would be letting down 400 years of people. It's not a matter of what we can get, it's a matter of what has been done for us, right? And that made it possible for us to be looking ahead to something higher and better than what we had before. It's that kind of understanding that makes it all important to me. It's why I'm back, right? And we'll be there as long as they think they need me.
As the oldest head of the SCLC, Reverend C.T. Vivian has made history and obtained mercy.
My philosophy of life is the Sermon on the Mount. If you read Matthew 5, 6, and 7, that's it. I always just like to add a line from Paul. Paul said, he said that Jesus went about doing good. That's all. He went about doing good.
The Atlanta Business League salutes Reverend C.T. Vivian.
I know it said 1 minute that I have, right? But I tell you, you don't do that to ministers. It's like putting them in jail, you know, and they just keep reaching for the bars trying to get through. But I'll take 1 minute. I really want to talk about who you are in an indirect way. As a people, we have suffered through this depression, and we don't know how long it's going to take us. But what we do know is that, I saw another preacher there and I hesitated, what we do know is that what we do during this depression is going to decide our future once it is over and we start to live again. And what we do now is going to be the deciding factor. What we do with the resources we have, what we do for each other, with each other, all right? And never has it been so important than it was since the last depression. I mean, the great one. I was here. and I really was. I mean, that's not a joke. And what I really found as I thought through all of those years is that this depression is going to be decided by what you do now. And I really say what you do now, because what we do for our institutions is going to be the deciding factor for our future. When we think of what we do for our banks, always a centerpiece for the continuous development of community. What we do for our businesses, the undergirding factor that makes it possible for the rest of us to really dream and have the hopes and what we desire. And what we do for our institutions, for our SB, our black colleges, I like to put it plain, right? For our black colleges is going to make the difference. That's where, and our one seminary, right? But that's where our leadership is going to come from. So we have to take care of that right now. Because when this is over, that's the leadership that will cause us to continue. Give us the moral and spiritual fiber as well as the intellectual understanding. And it is up to us to do now, not wait until then. Thank you.
Congratulations, Reverend Vivian. It's truly an honor to be on the dais with this remarkable man. Good afternoon, my name is Erica Qualls, and I have the pleasure of being the General Manager of this magnificent Atlanta Marriott Marquis. Welcome to my house. I also served as the past chair of the Atlanta Business League. I have to tell you, it brings me great personal and professional joy to introduce you to the person who has earned the Visions of Excellence Award. There's no doubt that Reverend Vivian has lived a life of distinguished service. And you will have no doubt that the next honoree deserves our Visions of Excellence Award. Can I please have my mentor and friend and champion, Mr. Ed Baker, publisher of the Atlanta Business Chronicle, join me.
envisioned printing a paper that would educate and inform thousands. I don't know if he knew at the time it was going to be millions of Atlanta area businesses every week. And then he made it happen. He made sure that he educated us on what we needed to make our businesses successful. Will you please join me as we watch the video screen to tell the story of this amazing group.
Ed Baker has been publisher of the Atlanta Business Chronicle for 26 years. Atlanta Business League CEO Leona Barr Davenport calls him a visionary.
Ed Baker is receiving the Visions of Excellence Award, and for those who know Ed, he is a visionary personified. He sits around on a day-to-day basis as he handles this huge paper and his national responsibility as a strategic planner, and he comes up with ideas, and he does it in such a way that's just very unassuming. You don't hear bells or whistles or balloons going off, but he'll say, have you ever thought about this or that? And then he turns around and he starts to brainstorm with you. And the next thing you know is you have an idea, you have a campaign, you have a plan that's in action. And one of the things that the most recent project that I worked with Ed on was Hire One. And for those of you who are familiar with Hire One was an idea that Ed came up with where he decided that if every employer in Georgia were to hire at least one person, that would put a major dent in the unemployment rate in the state of Georgia. And it sounds so simple, but so impactful.
The Hire One concept, according to Baker, is simple.
How can we create a campaign to get Atlanta reemployed? And my visionary partner in the project was Mayor Reed, and we sat and talked about creating a campaign to get as many companies in town to add one incremental employee along the way, not replace an employee, and to see if we could spark a lot of companies to build some momentum to rehire Atlanta. At the end of the day, the year-long program reemployed some 15,000 people from some 1,400 companies.
Married for 37 years to his wife Eileen, Baker adores his family.
I'm one of those blessed people who found his love in high school.
And how has he succeeded for so long in the difficult business of publishing?
And I do believe it's all about lifelong learning and growth and really taking as much advantage of life as you can and realizing, especially in Atlanta, that we have a great community and we all need to take care of God's children.
The Atlanta Business League salutes Ed Baker.
I'm not big on receiving awards, I'm kind of big on giving awards. So this is one of those days that's extra special to me. The Atlanta Business League has been extra special to me for a long time. Thank you, Leona, thank you, Tommy. Before I get in big trouble, let me acknowledge the boss. Eileen, please stand up. On the straight and narrow. I'm blessed. I don't know what to tell you. I grew up in Atlanta and found love in Atlanta, a great community in Atlanta, and giving back to our community is a big part of who I am and what we do. So to stand up here with other wonderful honorees from days gone by, Frank Ski, Renee Glover, Tommy. I'm in fine company both in and around me today, but at the end of the day, it's really about the young lady on the end. It's all about Tracy. And let us never forget that it's about tomorrow's children, and it's not about us and today. And I think the more we think about what we can do to make sure that we assure her success in life, we've done our job. Thank you all.
Isn't it great to see people who actually deserve accolades publicly receive them? Let's give Ed Baker one more time. Just one moment here. Everyone's been using your own individual scripts, and now I have to find my page. I'm Mary Parker, President and CEO of All-in-One Security Services. We are a full-service security firm, and we're the company who's always watching for the opportunity to secure the things that you want protected. I'm also the chair-elect of the Atlanta Business League. And I'm here today to let you meet the next honoree. The woman who has truly earned the title Entrepreneur of the Year. The woman who's also a member of the Atlanta Business League is an attorney as well. So for now, I would like for you to join me and turn your attention towards the screen to find out more about this woman, Karen Duckett of Duckett Design Group.
Karen Duckett is CEO of Duckett Design Group, a company she founded in 1985.
Duckett Design Group is a 27-year-old architecture planning and interiors firm. I was the first African-American female to establish a full-service firm, not just a sole proprietorship in Atlanta in 1985. We focused on and have focused on a lot of government and institutional work because it seems to be the most accessible market for minorities. Have a specialty in judicial design. And so if you've had to go pay a ticket like at City Court of Atlanta, or had to go to Fulton County Courthouse, or Cherokee County, or Douglas County, or DeKalb County, or even the Fulton County Juvenile Court, you're looking at the work that was developed by our firm.
Atlanta Business League CEO Leona Barr Davenport says the league is recognizing Karen as a groundbreaking entrepreneur.
Karen Duckett is receiving the Entrepreneur of the Year award. We're excited about that because Karen has been a mainstay in Atlanta for many, many years. She is a go-getter. She's very focused on her business as an architectural design firm. But what we think is just interesting about Karen, she's also a lawyer. She has training as a lawyer, so she's been able to include her background as with a law degree with her architectural design firm. And she's performed such unique projects around the state, focusing on courthouses and jails. And one of her most recent successes comes with her being a project manager for the Maynard H. Jackson Terminal at Hartsfield.
Duckett Design Group's clients have included Fulton County, the City of East Point, the City of Atlanta, DeKalb Medical Center, Grady Memorial Hospital, the City of Philadelphia, MARTA, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
We also have a strong transportation piece. Right across from your building, you can probably see the MARTA maintenance facility. That is the work of Duckett Design Group. Sandy Springs Station. Ever rented a car? The Gateway station and the station at the airport is the work of Duckett Design Group. And of course, our most recent commission, due to open on May 16th, is the new international terminal at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport.
What you may not know about Karen is that she has a law degree, in addition to her master's in urban studies and her bachelor degree in architecture. She also has been commissioned by the Diane Fossey Gorilla Foundation.
Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund International and Claire Richardson asked us to develop an interpretive center in Rwanda to support the efforts, because tourism is probably the #1 industry in Rwanda. And so I traveled to Rwanda, spent 10-15 days there. Basically, my directive from Claire was to understand and comprehend the Rwandese architecture. They did not want a European-style building, and so I literally traveled this small country of 1,000 mountains from the beginning to the end in 14 days, including one of my aha moment experiences of climbing the Virunga Mountains and actually visiting for an hour with the silverback gorillas, which was absolutely amazing. And I think I understand the link between them and us.
Devoted to her husband Wardell, 2 children, and 3 grandchildren, Karen is passionate about her business.
I have always been a proponent for equality of African American women, opening the doors for accessibility. As I've gotten older, I've really broadened my base and gotten both the sides of who I am, both majority and minority women, interested in entrepreneurship. My favorite phrase, which when I do talk to women about entrepreneurship, is that you basically will take a job that you don't like because you need the money, but you'll never start a business that you don't love.
The Atlanta Business League salutes Karen Duckett.
So you can make corrections. I have 3 beautiful children, 2 beautiful grandchildren, and my family, the Ducketts, are all over sitting here with a great friend. So if my friends and my family would just stand up and say hi, these are the folks that have helped me. And my husband, who put up with me for 37 years while I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I am pleased and proud to say that, yes, I've worked to understand the Rwandan guerrillas, and I've spent the last 5 years understanding the quote-unquote dynamics of air flight and Delta Airlines, and I'm very proud of what we have achieved. And I think that my most exciting and thrilling moment, I am just realizing what I just designed. And if you haven't been out to the airport, go see her. I call her Flo. F-L-O-W, and that's what that terminal is. And I think that you're going to be proud, and that was my goal and purpose. I wanted you, as my community, to walk into that building with a big smile on your face saying, I'm part of this. I'm part of this design. This is part of my heritage. Thank you so much, and thank you for my wonderful people.
Well, congratulations, Karen, and of course to Reverend Vivian and to Dr. Thomas and Ed. Thank you for your great leadership and your accomplishments. Of course, I have the opportunity to present the final honoree, but the individual, the honor in which this luncheon is named after. But before I do that, don't leave the room, because we want you to see the anonymous donor. The anonymous donor will be revealed. We'll give you the final numbers after this final award to our CEO of the Year. He's a visionary in an industry based on tradition. He's helped to expand the Georgia-based company he's worked with since 1973 into one of the most recognized brands, not just in the U.S., but around the world. Please turn your attention to the video screen as you learn a bit more about our honoree as he joins me here.
Atlanta Business League Board Chair Thomas Dortch.
Is to be a part of the Aflac family, and so we're proud and happy to honor Daniel Amos, CEO of Aflac, as our CEO of the Year. And we want to say to his family of employees and all, keep up the good work. Aflac, Daniel, we really honor you and thank you for your leadership, because leadership is everything in corporate America, in small businesses, and in our membership in Atlanta Business League.
First, let me say that I'm honored to receive this award from the Atlanta Business League. At Aflac, we believe that diversity makes us stronger, whether that diversity is in our workforce or in the people that we do business with. We have a formal diversity supplier program and have made a concentrated effort to see it grow. In fact, last year we spent more than $28 million through our diversity supplier program and have been recognized by Black Enterprise magazine as a top 40 corporation for supplier diversity. At Aflac, we believe that if we take care of our employees, they'll take care of our customers, and in turn, the business will be successful. That's the cornerstone of our corporate culture. And it's more than just words in some handbook. It's a business philosophy that has put us on the Fortune 100 Best Places to Work list for 14 years in a row, and on lots of other noteworthy lists. The story of Aflac in Japan is one of vision and execution. It was the vision of my late uncle, John Amos, who was on a trip to the World's Fair in Osaka in 1970 and saw Japanese citizens wearing surgical masks. He was told they were wearing the surgical mask because they had colds and didn't want to spread germs. He reasoned that any society that was that health conscious would certainly buy insurance. And that's how it began. We've been able to grow our business and become the #1 life insurance company in terms of individual policies in force because we've continually developed products that the Japanese people want and need. The contributions of African Americans to the success and history of the country cannot be overstated. We honor the sacrifices and achievements of so many. As a company, we take great pride in the fact that we were the initial contributors to the Martin Luther King Jr. National Memorial and the National Museum of African Americans History. My philosophy of life is based on something I learned in college. It's something I've leaned on heavily as CEO of an insurance company. It's the 3 principles of risk management, and you can use it in your daily life. They are: don't risk a lot for a little, don't risk more than you can afford to lose, and finally, consider the odds. It has served me well.
Atlanta Business League salutes Dan Amos.
Let me just say what an honor it is to receive this award. I accept this award on behalf of our employees. 41% of our employees in the United States are minority, and 68% of them are women. So you can see they play a very large role. We have our main office, of course, is in Columbus, Georgia. And we have offices here, sales offices, and we have a big broker network that we're just starting up here in Atlanta. In addition to that, you have my heart located here in Atlanta. My daughter, who is in the back of the room, owns a store called Wish here in Atlanta, a little 5 Points. And Lauren, would you stand? That's my daughter, Lauren. She says, Dad, I don't have anything in that store for you but tennis shoes. So, but anyway, I just want you to know that as a company, Aflac believes in diversity. You know, I've always said that in my staff meeting, if I surround myself with 60-year-old white guys, I'm not going to know what's going on in the world. You've got to surround yourself with a diverse group of people. I have 5 executive vice presidents. Of those 5, 2 of them are African American female executive vice president. There is not another Fortune 100 company that has that. And I believe that is just good business. It's the right thing to do, but it's good business. The other thing that we believe is as a company is you have to give back. Our #1 issue that we give to is the Aflac Cancer Center and Blood Disorders here at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. It is also the #1 sickle cell center in the entire world today. We have given in excess of $70 million to that organization here in Atlanta. And of that, $40 million was given by our agents out of their own commission checks. So it is our group that works together as a team that's trying to make a difference in society. Because really, a business is not just about making money. We have to, as shareholders, make money for them. As CEO, I won't be around. But after that, it's about giving back and making this world a better place. And what you do here today makes this world a better place. And I thank you for your contributions and what you're doing to make Atlanta and the world a better place. And I, again, on behalf of the employees, accept this award in their honor. God bless each one of you.
Again, our CEO of the year. Let's give him a big, big round of applause. Daniel Amos. Here with him, I want to recognize a good friend, though, and board member, Dr. Bob Wright, member of the board of AFLAC. Where are you, Dr. Wright? I want to recognize you and thank you for your assistance in helping us to coordinate our honoree schedule. Now the time has come to reveal, but before I reveal, you know, I'm not a banker, but I go to the bank a lot, trying to get money out. And they say, you know, you also make allowances for bad debt. So I'm going to ask my good friend, Dr. Bill Picard, if there's anything else he wants to say before I close the efforts here, because, you know, like I said, we'll leave no dollar behind here today. So, Dr. Picard, you gave us $10,000. Anything else you want to do? You're in a generous mood before I shut the doors. $25,000 more from Art Logistics from the Atlanta Daily World, new owner, and for of course all of the great publishing that's done around the country. We want to thank you. So with the $25,000 additional dollars, let me bring up my co-chairs, because we want to reveal now the anonymous donor, and while the number gets ready to be flashed on the board. See, I went to see Reverend Cameron Alexander. He lifted up one of those big prayers early too. He said, if they don't get it, just come by the church Sunday and I'll take up a collection. We'll pay it off. Juanita and Tim, we're going to reveal here the anonymous donor. And as we take the wrappings off from the anonymous donor, we're going to flash up what our final number is. And Delta Airlines. Let me ask all of the Delta family to stand that's here, and all of the board members come up on stage, please, for the Atlanta Business League. All board members, please make your way. Let me tell you, because Delta had so much faith in the Atlanta Business League and knew that we were going to do what we had to do, they did what they committed they would do. And I'm pleased to announce that Leona has in her hand a check for $250,000 that Delta delivered today. So that $250,000 is in hand. I want to thank Delta. I ask my board to come up as we salute and thank Delta. But I want to thank each and every one of you in this audience for your commitment and what you've done and what you're yet to do. I got a chance to complete my inaugural address promise that we would retire the debt. So 14 years later from taking over, I now get to leave and retire as chairman of the board with no mortgage payments for the Atlanta Business League. So we want to thank you. And as you see, today we got commitments for $155,360. So we not only retire the debt, we will have a fund, reserve fund for maintenance for the building. So we thank you, but that's what business is all about. And for almost 79 years, The Atlanta Business League has been here, and this will help us continue. Thank you, Delta, for your commitment. Thank you for your support. And folks, we invest in those who invest in us. Thank you. We're going to do some quick drawings here. Oh, and one other thing. For the silent auction, all of the money raised from the silent auction will go into the Franklin O'Neill Scholarship Fund, so that we did not forget our great leader. So the monies that you invested today will go into that scholarship fund as we continue as well. Hey, Tim, would you come? Tad, Tim, Scarlett, all the family, we thank all of you. Tim, since you wrote the big check, I think you ought to say something.
I said this earlier, you guys. It's Delta's honor. I was struck with the comments Dan just shared, that doing right is in fact not just the right thing to do, but is good business. This organization, the more I've personally had a chance to come to learn about your history, back to 1933, roots to Booker T. Washington, to have the honor of sharing the stage with a gentleman, not only all of our honorees, but with a gentleman like the Reverend C.T. Vivian, with the video we saw, the history that is represented, and the pride with which you felt each of these honorees express for our great city and the state of Georgia. But on behalf of Delta Airlines, I want you each to know that we had the great foresight to hire a gentleman by the name of Tad Hutchison, who many of you know. He's sitting right here. The idea to present this check, and specifically to retire this debt, was his. And doing right and doing well is a part of sharing honesty and recognizing that gesture. I will tell you that while that idea was his, hey, we ought to try to do something to help Tommy and the group retire the debt, the one Mr. Dortch, who this table over here can I'm sure appreciate, it is expensive to be in partnership with this man. He took this idea, and we were talking about it being a capital campaign, and he said, I got a better idea. Why don't we do it in one lunch? So you are led by an incredible visionary, by someone with whom Delta is enormously proud to be associated with professionally, and that I have the great honor of being with personally. So it's been Delta's great pleasure and honor to be here with you today, and we're grateful for that opportunity. Thank you all very much.